Hello everyone, my name's Lena, welcome back to this channel. If you're feeling a bit under weather like me and you've got a cold, then we're probably realising winter is coming. Why did I go very Bristolian? The cold is coming. I am now even wearing jumpers because it is that cold. I really dislike the cold. I'm a lizard or something. I really hate the cold. It affects me. I complain about being cold 24/7 all the time. Tea is constantly in me and I've got me fluffy socks. It's now time prepping plants for this cold that is coming. I'm going to go through some things that I do through the winter or with my plants. I think the main thing to do first is that our daylight is becoming less. So moving your plants closer to windowsills and making sure that your plants, even if they're shade loving plants, it's about making sure that they still get sunlight because the hours of daylight is a lot shorter now. And trying to arrange them so ones that need more light obviously go right in the window or something, and just like trying to arrange them so that they can all get a share of the light. Now I wish you could wrap everything in like little jumpers to keep everything warm, but you can't, so there we go. With heating, so I've got three cabinets, I've got these two and that one. My latest one seems to keep warm a lot easier. The light seems to make it really warm in there, and I think because of the way the shape of it is, it's staying a lot warmer in there. The humidifier that's hooked up to that cabinet has warmer mist as well, so I could use that for making sure it's not going to burn the plants, because you don't want to be spraying your plants with boiling water. They're just going to die. But with these guys back here, this one doesn't have a door, so it's kind of open, and this one at the top, he has a square cut out with a grid, so I got the grow light on top. Now you can just about see this black thing there, and that's a heat lamp. I will put this on during the winter just to make sure that it stays at a good temperature throughout the winter, because it will get cold. And I think if you have a cabinet or whatever, if it's not heated already, if you haven't built in heating already, maybe a heat lamp like that might help. Investing in a heating system with cabinet, just so that you might have more precious plants in your cabinets, and in the wild the temperature will naturally drop anyway, but I don't think it would drop as significant as it does in the UK. Maybe invest in something that way. So in my open cabinet I have a greenhouse heater. I have one of these heaters. Now I really like this heater because of it being kind of a 360 heat system. Heat mats are useful, but it's only going to transfer heat to whatever is just sat on it instead of the whole cabinet. So I have this one kind of on the bottom shelf down here, and because it projects heat all the way around, it's going to heat what's near it and then also above it in kind of the general area, and just kind of give it a gentle heat. I have it on all year round anyway, just to help my plants in the cabinet, just because they're young plants. My room is getting way colder at night, in the evening, in the morning now, so having this heater on I think is going to be essential for me. That's with heating. And now if you've got radiators, so there's a radiator back here, and I've got a bit of fabric on my radiator that I then sit a plant on so it doesn't burn from the radiator. Now you've got to be careful because that could be a fire hazard. If you have exposed radiators in, see mine are both next to the window, if I had the money I would build a box around it, so then I could put plants on it that way. So that could be an idea if anyone wants to do a DIY project and has the money to do so, to build boxes around the radiators. It's okay to put plants near radiators when they're not on. When they're on, you just got to be careful that the heat being pushed out isn't directly hitting your plant's leaves, because that is where they will burn. I've seen loads of hacks on TikTok about your radiators and how you can make your radiator more powerful and heat the room quicker for less money. And God knows we're going to need that this year. Great. That's with radiators. I haven't turned on my radiators yet, even though I'm kind of desperate and kind of want to. I'm not going to. I think many people like me might be scared to turn them on. They're gonna not be turned on for a little bit. So another main thing with winter is that you will be watering your plants less. Okay, with your room being colder, the water in your plants, compost and stuff, isn't going to evaporate as quickly as it would in summer. So I need to words, no, really keep an eye on your plants if they need water or not. You always got the classic finger dip. So get your finger, you dip it in like this. You can kind of feel if it's moist or not. You take your finger out. This is kind of relatively clean, so this guy will need a water. If you pop your finger in and it's really dirty, then it will need a water. You can always test by like picking it up and seeing if it's heavy. Another reason I love clear pots is because you can also see the substrate and if it's wet or not. Just checking if plants really do need a water first before watering anything. Otherwise you're going to risk root rot, you're going to risk overwatering and just killing them off. So that's with watering. With feeding, a lot of people would say don't feed at all in the winter. I would say if you can see your plant actively growing and it's not slowing down and new leaves are coming up, then I think it's okay to feed, because if they're still actively growing and pushing leaves out, they're going to need more help than ever to push it out, because it being so cold, it's not going to be an easy job for them, as it is in the summer, so, or spring, whatever. So if your plant is actively growing, if it pops out the odd one, then I would maybe hold off, and you'd see winter growth is kind of a bit shabby anyway. They will throw out smaller leaves because there's not a lot of energy when it's cold. They haven't got a lot of energy when it's cold. You will get smaller leaves appearing on plants if they are throwing some leaves out, but if they are actively growing, then I would say yes, give it a feed, but maybe not as often as you would in spring. If it's actively, maybe just do it for the month, or once every 2-3 weeks instead. Talked about light, done that. Talked about watering, done that. Feeding, yeah. Heat, yeah. I think that's the general shebang, really. Just make sure you keep yourself warm as well through winter. And let's see how many colds we get. So those are some tips and tricks that I do through winter with my plants. So I hope that gives anyone else some advice and some hopefulness on how to survive through winter. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. at some point. Okay. Bye, me lovers.